left, right, left, 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 right, left.
Your attention, please. Annika Fishlock, if you are here, please report to us. There she is. Thank you. My name is Ed Bergman. I'm the commander of Plainfield VFW 5446. At this time, personnel not wearing military cover, please remove any hats and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Heads salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I would like to introduce Plainfield High School Marching Band, winners of Connecticut State Championship as well as All New England Championship, directed by Mrs. Casey Howard. I'd like to begin with the introduction of our dignitaries. From the 44th District Representatives, we have Ann Dauphiné. First Selectman Kathy Tendridge. Selectman Virginia Zampetro. Our past National Auxiliary President of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, Ann Panelikas. Probate Judge for Plainfield Killingly, Andrea Trupa, and 4th District VFW Commander, Gary Blackstone. At this time, I would like to introduce First Selectman Kathy Tendridge for her greeting.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming out on this rainy day. I am the proud daughter of a Korean War veteran, the granddaughter of a World War I veteran, the niece of a Pearl Harbor survivor, and the aunt of an Afghanistan War veteran. It is my honor and privilege to be here today with you to honor all our United States military men and women. Today is a day of celebration. We need to celebrate the freedoms that we have and honor the men and women that have fought so hard for us to have that freedom. Today is a day for most of us to begin our summer celebration, to have picnics and cookouts and parades. But let us not forget the real reason why we're here today, to honor the war dead and our present military. Again, thank you for coming out, and God bless our military, our past, are present in our military families. Thank you.
4th District Commander Gary Blackstone.
I'd like to thank everyone coming out today. In Montville, we had our Memorial Day last Sunday, so I was afforded the honor of being able to come out today. Plainfield, a town of heroes. You see behind me on the monuments a list of names that we remember. We celebrated the Vietnam veteran in Montville last week, and I see that on your monument you have 6 names. Names that will not be forgotten, be remembered. Today we have many people around us that are in uniform, and a lot of people think that we're here to honor them, but we're not. We that are in uniform are here to remember those who did not come home.
Today we gather to remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice on behalf of their country. Over 1.35 million service men and women gave their lives over the course of our great country's history, starting with the Revolutionary War. We hang flags, march in parades, and give speeches. But we need to truly honor these men and women by continuing to uphold the ideals of this country that they held so dear to their hearts. The ideals that they were willing to give their lives to protect. The ideals that this country was founded on freedom and justice. The ideals that we, as people of this country, band together and help each other and protect each other from those that would harm us or our way of life. And by doing so, we honor them in a way that truly memorializes each and every one of them. At this time, I would like to introduce our guest speaker, past National Auxiliary to the VFW, Ann Panelikas.
I would like to say thank you to the VFW for having me as their guest speaker today. As I am a lifelong Plainfield resident, I understand what an honor this is. Memorial Day is a day of mourning, of remembrance, and of honoring those who served in the U.S. military but are no longer with us. Originally called Decoration Day, the holiday began not long after the end of the Civil War to commemorate the more than 620,000 soldiers killed, while grave decorating to honor the dead started with both an infantry comprised of free slaves and with various independent women's groups. It was the Union General, John A. Logan, who decreed it should be a holiday and held annually on the 30th of May, and that Americans should lay flowers and decorate the graves of every veteran whose bodies now lie in almost every city, village, and hamlet churchyard in the land. Indeed, even here in Plainfield, Civil War veterans are buried, as are those who fought in nearly every American conflict before and since. The list of these veterans is long and includes Henry Hawkins, son of Jenks and Lucy, killed in action in Ohio in 1865 at age 26, and 16-year-old Horace Baker, killed while serving in 1862. They are both buried in Plainfield's Hammett Cemetery. The list also includes Arthur LaFleur Sr., a General Hospital cook who enlisted in 1918 and served the First World War. He survived the First World War, passing away in 1960 at the age of 65. He is buried at All Hallows Cemetery in Musa. Just as it includes Jerry Thua, who passed away less than 6 months ago. Jerry was a World War II Army veteran and a past commander of VFW Post 5446. The list includes Donald Zatowski, killed in the Mekong Delta at age 20, memorialized both here in this hometown and on the Vietnam Wall in our nation's capital. And it includes 19-year-old National Guard member Cindy Bodwin, who enlisted and insisted upon serving in the Gulf War despite the scoliosis that could have kept her home. "I did not come here to be a hero," Cindy wrote in a letter days before her death. "I came here because my country needed me to be here. If I should die, then I did not die in vain." By 1890, every Union state was honoring Decoration Day, but it would be more than 50 years before expanding to a day to remember all departed veterans. It was during the Vietnam conflict that the United States officially adopted and recognized the day, by then called Memorial Day, as a national holiday. It is now held on the last Monday in May. Memorial Day is not only a day to honor those who died while serving, but to honor all veterans who have since passed. It is still a day to decorate graves, to bring small flags and lay flowers, and to not only reflect upon the time we spent with individual veterans, but to recognize their service and sacrifice. Where would America be without our veterans? What would America be without our veterans? Those brave men and women willing to go to war to protect our ideas and defend democracy, to fight for what is right and just. We must remember that our nation, one nation, indivisible, and continually fighting for justice for all. We must continue to be a beacon of hope for the rest of the world, to speak up for those who need us, and to defend not only our democracy and freedoms, but those of the citizens of countries in which oppression is a way of life. As John F. Kennedy once said, "If we cannot end now our differences, at least we can make the world safe for diversity." For in the final analysis, our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this planet. We all breathe the same air, and we all cherish our children's future. We are all mortal. The motto of the Veterans of Foreign Wars is to honor the dead by helping the living. While Memorial Day is specifically set aside to remember those we've lost, we can also honor their memories year-round by dedicating our time and resources to aid those who are still here. This weekend in particular, we should keep the spirit of the dead alive by saying their names, sharing their stories, and not losing sight of what Memorial Day, this Decoration Day, is meant to be. As Army Specialist Cindy Baldwin wrote in that last letter, "When you start to miss me, look inside your heart and you will find me." As long as we continue to honor and remember our departed veterans, they are still with us. As the POW MIA flag reads, "You are not forgotten." This is what Memorial Day is all about. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to invite the winning 6th grade essay winner for What is Memorial Day, Miss Annika Fishlock, to read her essay.
Our flag does not fly because the wind moves it. It flies with the last breath of each soldier who died protecting it. Famous quote by anyone out there. When our fellow veterans pass away, they die doing what they wanted to do, protecting our country. When such great deeds like that are done, we should give thanks every day. But John Logan first decided we should celebrate Memorial Day on May 30th, 1868 every year. But back then it was first called Decoration Day. Nowadays, Memorial Day is celebrated every year on the last Monday of May. Memorial Day first became a thing after the Civil War ended because people wanted to dedicate a day to all the veterans who risked their lives to protect our country. Memorial Day became an official federal holiday in 1868 on May 30th, and it was then called Decoration Day. As I said before, we celebrate Memorial Day on the last Monday of May every year since 1971. We show our thanks by going to cemeteries and decorating them with flowers, crosses, and miniature flags. This shows how it's a respectful holiday. Only people in the United States of America celebrate Memorial Day. Other countries have different days and they call this day different things. Our Memorial Day is for the veterans who were in armed forces that passed away. Why do we need to remember veterans, their services, and their sacrifices? That's because they did such great deeds to help us. Veterans deserve all the respect in the world that we can give. Veterans have the courage, bravery, and confidence to fight for what's right and to protect our country. We should always honor the people who fought with armed forces. Many volunteers placed the American flag on each grave in national cemeteries. In conclusion, Memorial Day should always be a day filled with honor and respect to all men and women who died fighting for what they believed in. So this coming Memorial Day, do something kind and volunteer at your local national cemetery and help out by decorating the graves of our fellow soldiers to show your respect. Overall, think about it. Without our armed forces, what would our country be of without them?
We've been having this essay contest for the 6th graders for somewhere around 15 years. And Annika won the contest. We had about 157 essays to read, and she had the best essay. Congratulations, it was very good. On behalf of the VFW Post 5446 post, I would like to present you with this flag. Fly it proudly.
It is
About another round of applause for him. At this time, we will have our Memorial Day service. Detail parade rest. As long as two comrades survived, so long will the veterans of foreign wars of the United States render tribute to our heroic dead. Detail, attend, hook. On this day, forever consecrated to our heroic dead, we are assembled once again to express sincere reverence. This monument represents the resting places of many departed comrades who served in all wars. Wherever the body of a comrade lies, there the ground is hallowed. Our presence here is in solemn commemoration of all these men and women, an expression of our tribute to their devotion to duty, to their courage and patriotism. By their services on land, on sea, and in the air, they have made us their debtors. For the flag of our nation still flies over a land of free people. Detail, parade, rest. Comrade Chaplain, you will ask the divine blessing. Detail, attend, hut. Officers and members of William L. Mercier, Post 5446, veterans of foreign wars of the United States, we will now pay our respects to our departed comrades. In so doing, we offer solemn tribute to all comrades wherever they may rest. Comrade Senior Vice.
On behalf of Post 5446, Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States, I place this symbol of our remembrance.
Comrade Senior Vice Commander. Junior, sorry.
I place a symbol of purity on this comrade's grave. May each future generation emulate unselfish courage for all men and women who fought for freedom.
Comrade Officer of the Day.
In memory of the heroic dead who have fallen in defense of the United States of America, I place this tribute for our devotion and everlasting remembrance.
Madam President of the Auxiliary.
On behalf of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States Auxiliary, I place this emblem of eternity. Its color bespeaks life everlasting. Thus do we immortalize the brave deeds of all of our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines who have given their lives on land, on sea, and in the air.
On behalf of our glorious Republic, for whose integrity our comrades enlisted and served, I place this emblem of the nation. The flag of our country was theirs to defend. Its glorious colors shall wave over them in life as in death. In death as in life, for everyone to behold. To you, comrades, who have departed, we render a silent salute. Officer of the Day, prepare to salute our departed comrades. Detail. Present arms. Order all! Comrades in the silent land beyond, wherever your mortal remains may rest, these solemn services we hold in tribute to you.
I will offer the closing prayer. Almighty God, our gratitude for your generosity grows with each passing day. We acknowledge this day's special blessings. We have honored those who enjoy your eternal embrace. We ask your blessing on all here present, and if it be your will, may we all be favored to gather again in these circumstances and in this company. Amen.
Before we conclude, I would like to thank the following organizations who participated today. Plainfield High School Marching Band, under the direction of Casey Howard. The Canterbury, yes. Canterbury VFW Post 10688 for participating with us at cemeteries. The American Legion Post and Auxiliary. The AMVETS Post and Auxiliary. Daughters of the American Revolution. As well as the children of the American Revolution. The Scouts, Troop 54, Pack 111, Troop 36, and Pack 36. Plainfield Soccer Club, Plainfield Little League, the American Legion Ambulance. Let's see if I can do this without forgetting any. Central Village Fire Department, Moosup Fire Department, Atwood Hose Fire Department, and of course our own Plainfield Fire Department. On behalf of William L. Mercier, Post 5446, and the Auxiliary, I thank everyone for coming out. This concludes our ceremony. Thank you.
D2, fallen.